Hey everyone, and welcome. So, you're an Indian student and you're dreaming about getting your undergraduate degree abroad. Well, you've come to the right place. We are going to break down everything you need to know for the 2026 intake and turn that big dream into a clear, step-by-step plan. Let's get right into it.
Okay, first things first, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. This number you're seeing, $80,000. That's what it can cost for one single year at a top university in the US. I know, it's a massive figure. And for a lot of people, it feels like a roadblock before you've even started the journey. But trust me, it's not.
And this is exactly why that number isn't the end of the story. This quote is basically the whole point of our explainer today. The money is out there. It's literally just sitting there waiting for students who are willing to put in the time and do the research. You know, the secret isn't just about having perfect grades, it's about knowing how to play the game. So here's our game plan. We've talked about the dream versus the cost. Next, we're going to dive deep and decode what financial aid even means. Then, we'll get into building an application that actually wins, show you exactly where to find the money, and then wrap it all up with your final checklist for 2026. Right, let's start with the most important part, understanding the language of financial aid. Once you get these concepts down, you're going to be able to plan your application so much smarter than everyone else.
Now this is huge. Understanding this difference can literally change your entire application strategy. Need blind is the absolute gold standard for international students. It means the admissions team reads your application, your essays, your scores, and they have no idea if you need a single dollar or the full amount. It's all about your merit. Need-aware schools, though, they do look at your ability to pay, which, let's be honest, can be a disadvantage if you need a lot of aid.
And the next piece of the puzzle is knowing what kind of money you're chasing. Merit-based scholarships, those are all about you and what you've accomplished. Amazing grades, maybe you were a team captain, or you have some other incredible talent. But need-based aid is purely about your family's finances. For that, you'll have to fill out forms to prove you actually need the financial help.
And these schools, wow, these are basically the holy grail for international applicants. Why? Because they do two incredible things. One, they're need blind, so they won't judge you for needing money. And two, they promise to meet 100% of your family's financial need if you get accepted. It's a powerful 1-2 punch. That means if you're good enough to get in, they'll make sure you can afford to go.
Okay, so we get the money side of things, but how do you actually build an application that gets the attention of these top universities in the first place? Let's talk about that.
A killer application really boils down to three things. First, you've got to craft your personal story, and that happens in your statement of purpose. Second is the boring but crucial part, getting all your documents in order. And third, you have to nail all the technical stuff, like test scores.
The statement of purpose, or SOP, is where you stop being just a list of grades and test scores and become a real person. It's your one chance to talk directly to the admissions committee and connect the dots for them, between what you've done, what you want to do, and why their university is the perfect place for you to do it. So, how do you write a great SOP? Well, look at this table. It's pretty clear. Don't use those tired, boring cliches like ever since I was a child. Come on. Instead, tell a real story that only you can tell. And please, don't send the same generic essay everywhere. Tailor it. And when you talk about needing money, connect it to the amazing things you plan to do with your education. Oh, and for real, proofread it. Then have someone else proofread it. Then read it out loud. No typos. Now for the paperwork. And yeah, there's a bit of it. Using Cornell as an example, you can see the usual stuff you'll need to pull together. The Common App, transcripts, recommendations. But look at that last item, the CSS Profile. Circle it, star it, highlight it. This is the financial application for most private US colleges. It's how you prove your need for aid, so you've got to take it seriously. All right, for pretty much every student coming from India, you've got to prove your English skills. No surprise there. These are the kinds of minimum scores that top universities want to see. Aiming for a TOEFL score around 100 or an IELTS of 7.5 is a really solid goal. And yeah, the Duolingo test is also a great option now, with a competitive score being up around 130. And listen up, this is a really, really important update for anyone targeting the 2026 application cycle. That whole test optional phase we saw for a few years, for many of the top universities, it's over. Schools like Cornell are back to requiring the SAT or ACT, so you absolutely have to make a plan to take one of those exams. All right, you've got your application strategy down. Now for the fun part, the treasure hunt. Where do you actually find all these scholarships? Let's go look. Think of these websites as your starting point, your treasure map.
FastWeb is a classic for the US, and Scholarship Portal is amazing if you're looking at Europe. Here's a quick tip. When you make a profile on these sites, be as specific and detailed as you possibly can. The more you tell the search engine about yourself, the better your scholarship matches will be. And hey, don't just look at the big databases. You've got to dig deeper for gems like this. The Tata Scholarship at Cornell. This is a fund specifically created to help talented undergrad students from India. It shows that there are organizations out there actively looking to support the next generation of Indian leaders. And this right here is a perfect example of why you have to read the fine print. The Tata Scholarship gives preference to students going into specific programs, like engineering. This is super common for scholarships, so always check the eligibility rules to make sure your major is a good fit. And remember, don't get tunnel vision just on the US. Seriously, as you can see from this chart, there are amazing opportunities all over the world. We're talking about significant amounts of money in the UK, France, New Zealand. If you broaden your search, you'll find so many more doors open up for you. Okay, here's a pro tip that so many people miss. It's almost too simple. Go straight to the source. The official government education websites for countries you're interested in, like Campus France or Germany's DAD, they have entire sections just for international student funding. And these are often some of the best scholarships out there. Whew, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's bring it all together into one final checklist that you can use to get your 2026 application journey started. This is it. This is your game plan. Step 1, start now by researching schools that are known to be generous to international students. Step 2, begin drafting that really important SOP and start gathering your documents. Step 3, get familiar with that CSS profile. Step 4, make searching those scholarship databases a regular habit, maybe once a week. And Step 5, know your deadlines and apply early. It really can make a difference. So, that's your roadmap. The whole process can feel massive, I get it. But when you break it down into these manageable steps, it's totally doable. The journey to 2026, it starts right now. So looking at everything we've talked about, what is that one small, real step you're going to take today to get started? Good luck!